for you? And were your parents in support of your modeling?
Okay, great question. So life in Louisville, to the extent that I can remember, it's probably the same thing. To the extent I can remember, it's probably the same thing like you're probably experiencing. We had classes, we had sports, we had rules, we had to wake up at 5 a.m. I was a bell ringer at some point. I feel like for me in Louisville, I really had one focus. Making friends, for sure, but I really didn't want to get into trouble because it was just too hectic for me to think about. But I really focused on learning. I love the prayer meeting sessions on Sundays. Those are like the best time to do worship and then getting the word, or even the Bible verses on assembly every day. So I remember Sister Rita Akinotiko used to say something that whenever anybody is talking to you, you want to look at their eyes, because that's also another way of listening. And I feel like that was one of the biggest things I took away from Louisville. I was kind of like paid off, because I was always very surprised how much I retained by trying to get attention, not just only by my ears or with my eyes. But in Louisville, I tried to also maximize it, to learn different things. So I think I did drama at some point. I had friends who were social prefects. I did sports. I just tried to make sure I was involved. And because when you are in a community, you want to make a mark. And you always want to ask yourself, what kind of mark is that? You don't always have to be the loudest in that community, but you want to be involved. You want to be in a position where people can say, oh, you know what, we knew her because she did X, Y, Z. So Louisville for me was full of activities. And then the interesting thing about like my Louisville story is, I remember coming here in 2008, and I was so shocked when I saw the grading system. That to get an A, you had to get 96%. So my seniors, so I used to study every night till almost midnight, and SS3 girls then had to literally stop me. Because for me, I had never been in that situation where I had to get 96%, and I was always wondering, how do you get 96% in an entire term? Like, do you not get any answers wrong? But having that support of seniors too, and having them guide and reassure me that you're gonna be okay, you're gonna figure it out, you're gonna do well, that was the Louisville experience. I went to university in the US, so Kentucky, Revere College is a very interesting college because they have a no tuition promise. So I went to school on a full ride. I studied 2 majors, economics and business. And while it was predominantly white, we had a huge, strong African community. So I got to learn more about other parts of like Africa, the different countries, their different cultures. So it was a great experience. And number 3 question you had, I have the support of my family in anything I do. And I think that is also a testament to their trust and belief in me. So the verse that comes to mind is the one that says, train up a child in the way he should go, she should go, and when they grow up, they will not depart from it. And I remember leaving to college in 2015, and I quoted that scripture to my dad. And didn't the Bible say, train up a child in the way she should go, and when she grows up, she will not depart from it? Now, here's your test. And shout out to God, shout out to all the amazing people He sent my way. It has been nothing but great news, and which is why when I also mentioned to my family that I'm going into competing for the title of Miss New Jersey USA, everyone was super excited because they trusted that whatever this path is on, whatever this path has for you, you're prepared. And it's all good things, and God is in it, which is the most important thing. So, those are my answers to that question. Did I answer your question? Okay, so I have a couple of questions here that I'm going to read out to you. It says, how does it feel to be back in Louisville? It feels so great, actually, because it's been since graduation day that I've been on campus, almost 10 years, which is crazy because I thought like, oh, I will come back to the school sooner. But I just feel like it's a full circle moment because I remember in 2008 when I started in JS1, not knowing much, being scared about how to make an A. And now when I look at my journey, I've realized that life is much more than grades. And you should have great grades. I had great grades. I worked really hard. But there's so much, like how confident you are. Do you understand your purpose? What is your relationship with God like? How do you navigate life in itself? Because we all are navigating life. The teachers, the sisters, there is no rule book. But to be able to face each day and say, you know what, I'm going to make the best out of this. I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to keep going. I feel like it feels so amazing. So to be back here, I wish I had someone speaking to me when I just came to just want to kind of like ease down the fears. That it all gets better. There's so much out there for you. This is just a process. Don't see it as, oh my God, I go to get locked in again for the next 3 months. See it as an opportunity to keep building these relationships here. Keep learning about yourself. Because everything you learn about yourself here, you're going to test outside. And sometimes you may fail. And it's okay, and you learn more again, and then you go again. So it feels really great to be back. How do you cope if you have no one as a friend or someone you can trust? How do you cope with your academics if they're... Okay, there are 2 parts to this question, and I would like everyone to be quiet because it's such an important question. So the first part says, how do you cope if nobody is your friend and you feel like there's nobody you can trust, number 1. And then how do you cope with your academics if there's so much on your mind? So number 1 thing I would say to every single girl in this room, be kind. Always be kind. You never know what the next person is going through. You never know what is going on in their mind. And you don't need to know somebody to be kind to them. It actually is pretentious if you're only kind to people that you know. Because what is the point? So that's the first thing I would say. Like, I mean, I've had times in my life, in primary school, maybe in high school here, I can't remember, when I was not always the most liked. But it just took one person being your friend. So I would tell that person, first of all, every single struggle, every single thing. And that is one primary lesson. That's one primary lesson I have learned in my journey, that God really cares. And you can bring things like this to Him. Like, God, I need a friend. I can't find a friend. Help me find a friend. But also I would say, pay attention to who is saying certain things to you. So one thing I noticed, when I meet new people or when I go to when I went to my workplace newly, some people would say, if you ever need anything, reach out to me. And somewhere in our brains, we think everybody says that. But if you meet 10 people, probably only 2 people say, if you ever need anything, reach out to me. And I take on people on that and say like, oh, you actually said this, I actually need help here. And they're happy to help. Those are people that already see you, even before getting to know you. So pay attention to who is genuine to you, who is kind, and then start giving time to build that relationship. At the end of the day, to have a friend, you have to trust. If you don't trust, there's no friendship. And sometimes, trust comes with brokenness, because people can break that trust. But you have to be willing to take that risk.